Hi, I'm Jay, EscobarJ.com. This video is how relationships change over time. And I've done two videos on this topic so far. We've talked about growth and we've talked about having more alone time. And today we're going to be talking about ups and downs. Now, if you haven't watched the first two videos, I'm going to go ahead and put the links down into the description. So go check those out first. But if you have watched them, keep listening because we're talking about how relationships go through up cycles and down cycles. And obviously, in every relationship, there's going to be great times where things are amazing. You're at the peak, the top, you're at the top of the roller coaster. And there's also going to be times when things seem very difficult. Now, if you're in a relationship and there are people out there that have these lofty expectations as, oh, my relationship should be peaches and cream and roses and candy all the time, right? Well, no, that is not the case. That's just not realistic. And if you're in a relationship with someone like that, or if you are like that, or if you and your partner are both like that, where typically these types of relationships are going to be superficial relationships, kind of more in the dating phase. They tend to not be as serious, which, if you want to be in that kind of relationship, to each his own. However, if you want to have deep, meaningful, lasting, long-term relationships, then you need to have the expectation and the knowledge to know, the wherewithal to know that relationships have ups and downs, even just platonic relationships. I mean, life is ups and downs. Life is a roller coaster. You can't go throughout life without experiencing some sort of difficulty, trials, tribulations. And a lot of people who are in those superficial relationships, who have those lofty expectations or unrealistic, they think their relationship should literally be up in the clouds like all the time, like at the top of the roller coaster. Well, that eventually that gets boring. I mean, the reason why the good times are so good is a lot of times because you've gone through some shit together. You've gone through some difficulty together. And, those types of relationships that have those lofty expectations where you're constantly just thinking that, oh, this person needs to do this for me, this person needs to do that. I mean, you have these expectations that, this person needs to make me happy, this person needs to do things for me. Those relationships tend to end in disaster because, again, life is a roller coaster. You can't go through life without experiencing some pain, some difficulty, some trials. It's impossible. And so in the long run, those superficial relationships will never work out because one or both partners have too lofty of those expectations. And if those expectations aren't met, they either move on or they find somebody else and they stay in that superficiality. There's not much more depth to the relationship, maybe because that's how they were raised or that's how they saw their parents. I mean, a lot of times it can be deep-rooted things. But however, there is great power in sticking it out with a partner as long as your core values are aligned and you're growing and moving in the same direction. You have to be able to identify what those core values are, what those things that are very, very important to you. And if you're in a long-term relationship, you should be on the same page as far as these things are concerned. You should be communicating these things to your partner. And there's great power in that, so that, if you don't have expectations that are too lofty, that, obviously you can have some expectations like goals and things, but when things go south or when things get difficult, you want a partner who's going to be there and be a cheerleader for you, help pick you up. And obviously to a certain degree, I mean, obviously there are situations where it does warrant leaving the relationship and it is justified. I'm not saying that, you should stick into a relationship no matter what, right? That's not the case. But you got to count on there being bad times. And if you just disappear or run off at the first sign of difficult times with a partner who otherwise would be a great partner, or would be a very good long-lasting relationship, you got to learn to persist and be relentless in those situations. And the key is to focus on lifting your partner up. Be more value to your partner. Give to your partner, because You go to a relationship to give. That's the key to it. Is if you have the expectation of what can I get from this relationship, or what, what can this person do for me, that mindset is a horrible mindset. Your relationship's not going to last very long. It's not going to go very far. If you're constantly focusing on giving to your partner, and when they're going through difficult times, figuring out ways to pick them up, encourage them, be a positive light in their life, they're going to value you and cherish you a lot more than if you're just, oh, you know what? You're going through some difficult time. Yeah, I'm going to go find somebody else, right? And that's the thing, karma tends to play a role in this, because if you do that to a lot of people, chances are when you go through difficult times, which is inevitable, you're going to find people, you're going to attract people who are going to do that to you, who aren't going to pick you up and help you. And that says a lot about you. And again, granted, there are situations and, times when if things are too difficult, or things become too difficult for too long of a period, it's okay to leave a relationship. You have to be able to decipher and discern those times that are like, okay, this is kind of a red flag. Like, this is one of those things that, man, it's not going to work out. It conflicts too much with my core values or my goals or my dreams, my purpose, etc. Versus, normally this doesn't happen. This is just a difficult time. We'll get past it. We'll get through it. And it's like a muscle, the more you're relentless and the more that you persist, it's like a muscle. The easier it is to persist. If you can grow yourself from a level 5 person to a level 7 person, then level 5 problems aren't going to be problems for you anymore. Or even level 6 problems aren't going to be problems for you anymore, because you're a level 7 person. It's just something that happens and you just get past, right? And that's the whole point, is growth in a relationship. And again, naturally, how relationships change over time is there are ups and downs. So just keep that in mind. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell icon so you never miss any of my videos. You can visit my website at escobarj.com if you'd like to get personalized coaching by me. You can book a coaching session there. Also, if you'd like to make a donation, you can donate any amount of money you feel is equal to the value of the information given in this video, or any of my other videos that you've seen for that matter. And at the very least, do me a favor and share this on any social media platform with your friends and family. Maybe you know somebody who's going through a difficult time, and maybe they're debating whether they should leave the relationship or stay in it and persist. And maybe this will give them some insight as to what they should be doing, or what's best for them, or what's best for the relationship. You never know. That's my purpose, is to help as many people as I possibly can. Other than that, hope you're always learning, always growing, and always pushing forward. And I will see you in the next video. See ya.